St. Joseph's Hospital, 1937. My heart a knot undone with pain forgot a beat, the message cut. I lie awake, my life in jars of paint. The thirst I slake with tears is loss, a canvas stretched too taut by years misspent. The will of God I thought assuaged and framed. Totemic fir now break through mist and gulp the dusk in draughts. I shake with breath. A month of pain has cast my lot. I lie awake. To live, the doctor said, the trees and sky must rest. My pain must rest. A breeze of fire with shades of summers past now scents my room. Machine aloft my bed, I type them out. Neglected coasts so blessed with myth. The poles I sketched, they hold me fast. Saint Francis of the Passmore. Being reticent is easy with stray cats and Karl Marx. Slipping through the creaking red door into the shadowed chaos of the courtyard, the dialectic mewing greedily at his feet. 2 bowls of milk balanced in one hand, he smiles, certain of small things. Just home from the graveyard shift, the Saturday sun catches him unprepared. Out of habit, he shields his eyes. Years of want nourish the irony ripening inside the cage that ribs slowly knit, the heart an apple condensing on the tree of blood. His mother, his father dead, 1 brother drowned, the rest wind-blown seeds. Silently he laughs. Deep eyes follow each twist of ivy snaking over white tenement walls into light and warmth. He has read, nothing stills the heart. It is almost noon. Around him 20 bodies singly stir in 13 beds, latecomers to the lightened silence of waking thoughts. Above his head a little girl mumbles TV jingles while she cleans her teeth. An old man, windows dark with 30 years nicotine, shambles out his door, a week's garbage cradled in his arm. That your cat? He is asked 1,000 times. Deaf, he needs no answer. Watching 2 men laugh through an ivy-draped window, I start to dress. Someone I love links hands round my waist. We laugh. The day is ours. The old man creaks back through his door. The other crouches among the strays, 2 milk bowls almost empty. 1 hand rests gently on a whiskered, contented head. The day, too, is theirs. After the movies with O. You emerged from the dark of the cinema, trench coat creased, face askew under a beret that shadowed eyes perpetually moving, the crowd about you listless under the lobby's thin light. Someone introduced us and we began talking, or you did, fatherly hands blocking out shot after shot in the movie. You must have been past 70. Your rings hypnotized, the marquee a haphazard pulse of neon pulling us into the night. Sometimes we would have coffee. Without asking questions, under the soft circle of light lowered over our table, we spliced together outtakes of our lives. Mornings, I would meet you en route to the ocean, where you watched the Olympics rise from the mist, black aquiline peaks breaching shyly as seals. I never joined you, though we often lingered at May Street and Memorial, the quiet path through the cemetery down to Ross Bay, an invitation you walked out alone. Where I went, you would never know. Yesterday, I ran into a kid who ripped tickets at the cinema, Like me, he knew you only as O. The last time he saw you, he couldn't recall, tagged you as a wearer of loud ties, livid slashes of color. Quel dommage, you'd say and laugh, fading like a hologram into the darkness that I moved through in a different city after the movies on my way home. Tonight Orion is out, his shoulders perpetually squared. Through the years he is one companionable presence in the night sky I recognize. I always map the distant stars in his belt. Who cared for you those last years I will never know, a prodigal afraid to return to an empty house, your seat in the theater filled by someone else. Who ripped your last ticket, had coffee with you one more time. Vaguely I remember you told me that you once searched through the telephone book, never found my name. Foul Bay at 2 a.m. Soundlessly, the Clam Diggers flicker downstairs, hanging against gray cliffs sunk low into ebb tide. Lamps strapped to hard hats as they descend in procession, holy miners of night. The only noise a tingle of spades inside empty steel pails, a flinty inner echo of quiet. The wind's sandpaper lifting mist from the sky. Starlight flinted against the moon's albino half-shut eye. Clam diggers walking into the sea. The stars soluble, phosphorescent, unclaimed. Polygonics. Though you are afraid of heights, walk with me along the breakwater, its narrow double-jointed finger crooked straight across the flat plain of the sea. Mountains the sun cuts jagged against the distant shore, turning as we turn, each wind-blown angle we negotiate, widening our perspective, pivoting us farther out than we expect. Stepping tentative along concrete poured high above the endless, vertical skin divers travel along below the ocean's surface. Vicarious tangents you or I might fathomless have followed partway down with other men, turning waterlogged back, amnesiac and gasping for air. Intake lines tangled, guessing afterwards at wrecks we are sure must list deeper still, literal and barnacled with what we let fall, inadvertent turning, slipping unnoticed through the currents past, waving skeins of kelp towards vanishing points few dwell beyond. The lonely plain of the sea, a polygon whose arbitrary shapes alter as we zigzag along. The strait, unhinging, bisected by migrating birds and cessnas, tugs and kites, our faces briny with sun-shined breezes, the extinguished navigation beacon, a terminus where unblinking we stop at the vortex of deafening, unheard-of waves, not caring what vectors might later point us elsewhere while we take in the fresh sweep of the horizontals about us, ocean, sky, and shore, flat and thunderous, horizons dazzling as lightning, shaken out in sheets, the breakwater, the long arm of a compass, projecting a direction for every line across other lines, many lovers walking arm in arm with us or away, our arc ascendant, a half-moon carrying us forwards unobserved under open skies, geometries beyond the everyday plotted on the sea, you and I, both of us graphing possible trajectories of the limitless. Dallas Road Variations. Below the cliffs, the running path corkscrews its runners forward too. The tide is kerned, unfolds dawn. Kelp let go in pleats it churns up the beach. Pebbles lifting, pinging through, the lather's clear and caustic wash, pursued, withdrawn, Noonday swells falling taciturn, crows and cormorants, blue herons and terns, cyclists whizzing, skateboarders whooshing, cruise ships weighing anchor, and float planes docking, until a keener slant blunts the air, turns west, lounges quiet against salt-flaked logs, to journal how peaks dusk cuts out, stay flocked, with embers so legible, no cloud spurns, the waves unruffled, starlit monologues.